Hey everybody, and welcome to Boston, Massachusetts. Today I'm going to walk between Faneuil Hall and the Boston Common. I'm going to point out some historical points of interest. Today is April 11th. It's 2023. It's about 65 degrees out and it is about 11:20 a.m. So this will be about maybe a 10 or 15 minute walk, but there is a lot of stuff to see in between. Starting with Quincy Market here to my right. It was built from 1824 to 1826 because foot traffic and total number of vendors were getting too much for neighboring Faneuil Hall, which was the original building at the end here, which we'll go over. This whole area is actually known as Faneuil Hall, and Quincy Market is just this building that goes down the center. It was named after second Boston Mayor Josiah Quincy, who organized its construction. So inside Quincy Market, you can find colonnade eateries, lots of shops, push carts along the side of the building. And you will see street performers. I don't know if we'll see any today because it's so early. It's not that early, but it is a beautiful 65 degrees out. It might be 70 now. Incredible day. So next up we'll be coming to the Faneuil Hall main building. I always love this dinosaur. We're going to walk right under its tail. It really feels like a summer day right now. Okay, so in 1742, Peter Faneuil, one of Boston's wealthiest merchants, built Faneuil Hall as a gift to the city. The building would serve as a meeting hall and permanent central marketplace. Here it is. And we're going to walk around the front of it. We'll continue along. I'm walking towards Boston City Hall and Congress Street, that direction. You can see Faneuil Hall Visitor Center and retail shops in this door. As we make our way towards Congress Street, I will turn around and look at the front of the building. We're also walking along the Freedom Trail. There's Boston City Hall. And here is the front of the Faneuil Hall. We'll come over here and we're going to take a look at the Samuel Adams statue up front. Samuel Adams was, of course, one of Boston's most prominent revolutionary leaders. His ability to galvanize popular support was pivotal in the success of the Boston Tea Party. And here's his statue. You got a good view of the Custom House behind it too, and Faneuil Hall. Alright, so I'm going to continue down this street here. This is Congress Street now. As you can see, too, the Freedom Trail comes in this direction. It's kind of nice to see the tourists back in town, I have to say. I've been doing a lot of videos out in You know, February, March, it's very quiet, but we're into April and the weather's getting nicer, so there are more people out and about, which is great. I love it. And we're going to walk up to the corner of State Street, and then I'm going to point out the old State House, which is across the street. Alright, so we're on the corner of State and Congress. You can see on the opposite corner there. This is the old State House, which is 206 Washington Street, built in 1713. The townhouse acted as a merchant's exchange on the first floor. The second floor served as the seat of colonial and later state government throughout the 1700s. There it is, we're going to walk right up to it. And I believe right on the ground is a cobblestone circle beneath the old state balcony, which marks the site of the 1770 Boston Massacre. And I believe it is this right here. There it is, site of the Boston Massacre, March 5th, 1770. Pretty cool. Not cool that it was a massacre, but historically cool, of course. There are tours available, I believe, for the old State House. I'll post a link in my in the description. In the State Street station, you know, on the orange line, it's right in the part of a building. There's the old State House Museum. So yeah, I'll post links to anything that you can tour or check out in the description, so check that out. We're going to come around and take a look at the front, and then we're going to continue down Washington Street. Alright, so I'm going to cross the street here and hang a left down Washington, and we'll check out our next point of interest. So we're going to check out, when we get there, we're going to check out the Old South Meeting House. It's right around the corner here. You can see plenty of places to have lunch on Washington Street. I have to admit, I really like the chicken and rice guys. I like Falafel King too. Okay, so we can see the Old South Meeting House now. You can see with the clock tower there. It's at 310 Washington Street, built as a Puritan meeting house in 1729. This is the building where Samuel Adams gave the signal that started the Boston Tea Party. And I'll get a little closer to it and make sure we see it up close here. It's a red brick building here with the clock on it. You can also get tours here. Again, I'll just post a link in the description to their site. We can get all that information. Here we are, Old South Meeting House, Museum and Historic Site. And so I suggest heading around the corner here down Milk Street just to check out Benjamin Franklin's birthplace. It's actually right over this building down here, which has Greco in it, which is a great Greek restaurant. I'll show you, there's a bust of Benjamin Franklin, and it says the birthplace of Franklin. It's at 17 Milk Street. He was born on January 17th, 1706. Let's see if I can make sure I get it in my shot. There you go. So I think you can, up here, there you go. It's hard to see on my camera. But yeah, birthplace of Benjamin Franklin, right here on Milk Street. And so I'm going to turn around and head back in this direction. That was just a little jag out of the way to see that site. And across the street is the Boston Irish Famine Memorial. So I'll come around so we can see the statues here. The park contains two groups of statues to contrast an Irish family suffering during the Great Famine of 1845 to 1852 with a prosperous family that had immigrated to America. And we're going to take a look at those statues. I guess this is the prosperous family. Yeah, look at that. Alright, so that's what those statues represent. And now we're going to head up School Street, which is the site of the first public school in the United States. And we're going to take a look at that site. The school is, of course, not there anymore, but it was there. It's now a Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. For some reason I have trouble saying that. Alright, so here is the site here. I'm going to walk over. So the Boston Latin School, which was on the site, was the first public school in the United States. It was established on April 23rd, 1635. Some of the best known alumni included John Hancock, Samuel Adams, and Benjamin Franklin. It's also the old City Hall, too. Here we can check out the Benjamin Franklin statue. This is an awesome site. And coming up, there's actually a tour going on right here. So up here on my left is the Omni Parker Hotel. It was founded by Harvey D. Parker in 1855. The Omni Parker House is the longest continuously running hotel in the United States. Also the birthplace of the Boston cream pie. And that's a winner in my handbook. Alright, so we're going to come up to Tremont Street. Here, hold on a second. I'm going to pause and let this music go by. Okay, so we're coming up on the corner of Tremont Street and School Street. And I'm just going to take a little jog to the right, where we're going to take a look at the King's Chapel Burying Ground. It's 58 Tremont Street. King's Chapel is Boston proper's oldest burying place. It was founded in 1630 at the time of settlement. There's a church and crypt as well, which I'll also talk about. So here it is. It's the oldest Boston proper burying ground. Okay, so I'm going to turn around. And here is the King's Chapel Church. King's Chapel was established in 1686 as the first Anglican congregation in New England. At that time, it was also the first non-sanctioned, non-Puritan church in Boston. The 1754 granite building still stands on the church's original site, the corner of Boston's oldest English burying ground, as we stated. Tours are also available. Here's a view from across the street. As always, I'll put a link in the description so you can see like tours and hours and all that stuff. Alright, so we're going to continue down Tremont Street towards the Boston Common. Well, it looks like some trees the spring bloom is blossoming quite a bit down here. Got the feeling it's going to happen fast since we're expecting 60s and 70s this week. Got this sudden surge of great warm weather. Anyhow, next site coming up on the list is going to be the Granary Burying Ground. As you can see, this fence is the start of it. It was established in 1660. Some of America's most notable citizens rest here, such as Paul Revere, Samuel Adams, and John Hancock. It was named for the 12,000 bushel grain storage building that was once next door. And according to my information, the gate is open daily from about 9 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that. The trees are starting to come in for sure. Founded in 1804, the Park Street Congregational Church is a historic and active evangelical congregational church in downtown Boston, Massachusetts. The Park Street Church is a member of the Conservative Congregational Christian Conference. Okay, so we're coming up on the Boston Common now. And we can see Park Street Station here. Actually, the Green Line tunnel along this street is the oldest subway tunnel in the United States. Park Street Station opened in 1897, and the Red Line came in 1912. Here we go. Boston Common, here we are. It was actually not a long walk, but a lot of things to see along the way. Boston Common was established in 1634, and it is the oldest public park in the United States. There's a lot of oldest things in Boston for sure, no doubt about it. Alright, so that's basically the end of the walk. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button. If you enjoy my content in general and you're not subscribed, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Every subscriber helps. Check out my photography at Wayne Oxford Photography. If you like Boston and New England imagery, you're going to find a ton of it there. And I'll see you next time. Bye. Thanks for coming along.